Alice's Wonderland Bakery seemed so cute that I couldn't not check it out. I had to give it a watch. I'm not the target audience, I am 30 years old, but it looked adorable and I just wanted to see what it was like. And it's quite interesting. The attention to detail is amazing. It's not something that I think would appeal to me in the way that, say, Mickey Mouse Clubhouse does. I'm a big Disney fan, I will watch Donald Duck in anything. This, not so much, not as easy to watch for, an older mind, but I think it's an absolutely fantastic, creative, visually beautiful episode. I have just watched the first episode. That is all I will be watching, I think, but I have to say, this is something I would have loved when I was growing up. I would have absolutely adored it. So this was actually only out this year and is created by Chelsea Bale. And IMDb, I'll read the description from IMDb actually to give you just a general idea of what you can expect. This says, Alice, the great-granddaughter of the original Alice and a budding young baker at the Enchanted Woodland Bakery, where treats bring a new generation of characters together. Okay, so somebody needs to proofread that and sort the grammar out, but you get the basic concept. Alice is the great-granddaughter of the Alice that we know from Alice in Wonderland. She is now a baker. I'm not sure how old she is meant to be. She is a child. She does seem like a child. I assume she's a preteen, but she owns this bakery. But it's Wonderland. Anything can happen in Wonderland, so I don't really think that this is a problem. And I do like the animation style. In this first episode, she is making a wonderful birthday cake for the princess, the Queen of Hearts' daughter, I assume. I didn't fully get all of that information. I believe that Rosa is the Queen of Hearts' daughter, and Alice makes her this beautiful cake, but something goes wrong. And she wants to make it up for ruining the birthday party by making her another cake. And they start to create this beautiful cake. And I won't say what it looks like or what they're trying to make with it, but it's a fun concept. And the moment when I realised the attention to detail in this is astounding is when Alice produced a whisk. This whisk could have just been a nice pastel colour. It would have fit in well. They didn't need to go overboard with it. But when you look up close at the whisk, it's ornate. It's got these beautiful patterns in the kind of wiring of it. And I just thought, and then I started to look around more at the animation, and the attention to detail in the background is as strong as it is in the foreground. And the pastel colours, the pinks, the lilacs, I will say this, it's very girly. It's absolutely girly. But I think it would appeal to any young child, because it's magical. It has that magical element to it where magical things do happen. The kitchen kind of has its own personality, so it is, in essence, Disney magic. Something that I thought was quite fun is seeing all of the characters that we know. Cheshire Cat is a brilliant character. I can't remember if he appeared in this or Picnic for One. I did also watch Picnic for One straight after this, but I wasn't paying as much attention because my main intention was to just watch the first introductory episode and see what it was like. And the Mad Hatter, or the Mad Hatter-esque character, is quite cute, but it's a little bit odd, because when I picture the Mad Hatter, I picture Johnny Depp. Whereas with Alice, or an Alice-like character, there isn't really anybody specific that I picture. So for me, that was never going to be a problem. We have a really good voice cast as well. Libby Rue voices Alice. Princess Rosa is voiced by Abigail Estrella. The Queen of Hearts, who was a fantastic character in this, and I think true enough to character with a really brilliant, recognisable costume, was Eden Espinosa. I really enjoyed it. As I said, I think it's not as accessible for me as say some of the more classic Disney animations are, but if this had been out when I was younger, I would have been circling every bit of merchandise and every related toy in the Argos catalogue, because it speaks to the kind of things that I loved growing up. It's Disney, it's magic, it's girly. I bet there's a whole range of children's cookery products associated with this. If not, I expect there will be. And they should jump on that. Anything to encourage creativity. That's another thing that it's going to really do, is that with Alice baking the cake, it may encourage young children to help bake. I know most children like to bake, but some children whether or not they have other sensory issues, just don't like the feeling and the texture of baking, and they're not particularly a big fan of that. But this may encourage some baking and some, maybe not healthy eating in the kitchen, but certainly some education about ingredients and what goes into food. It's really good. I can't really fault it. I think Alice's Wonderland Bakery is something that I would have loved. I think it's, based on this first episode alone and the bit of Picnic for One that I kind of half paid attention to, I think the animation style is beautiful. The narrative seems to make sense. It's mad enough that you feel like you're in Wonderland. There's enough magic and peculiar oddities. But it's not so complicated and confusing and bizarre that a young child would be confused by what's going on. I think it's ticked all of the right boxes in the way, and ultimately, I can't fault Alice's Wonderland Bakery.